All right, guys, we are looking at the Rike knife Cybertrix. Really interesting knife that we're taking a look at today. Really cool. What we're going to do is some size comparison, profile comparison, weigh the knife, and then we'll jump into thoughts and impressions. Let's kick it off with some size comparisons. So here you go against the Vosteed Raccoon, your more medium-sized EDC, and your Civivi Amorite, which I would consider to be more of a full-size knife. And I would say that the Cybertrix, as it falls over, is more full-size. I know it is kind of close to the Raccoon on the handle, but I feel like that overall length gets you more into that full-sized EDC. And here it is against the Spyderco Para 3 Lightweight and the Spyderco Shaman, which would also be the same length as your PM2 or your Rat1, and then your Rat2 would be your Para 3 Lightweight comparison. And as you can see, the Cybertrix more in line with that Shaman, so definitely more full-size. So we'll do some profile comparisons against those full-size knives as well. All right, so here you go. In pocket profile, you see the Cybertrix is actually going to be more narrow than both the other knives on here. But as far as the carry depth, this is going to be all that is left out of the pocket for the knife. So kind of in between the two of these here. And then let's do some thickness comparisons as well. Cybertrix kind of even here with the Amorite as far as thickness. And then here it is against the Shaman. You can see very comparable, very similar thickness. All right, let's go ahead and grab a weight. Okay, we got the scale out here. We got the Cybertrix. This feels like a 5-ounce knife, man. That backspacer and probably how this is all constructed, very heavy feeling in hand. So 4.6 ounces. You definitely can feel that in the hand 100%. If you're enjoying the video, please leave a like. It does help the channel. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. Love to have you follow along. And a special thanks to my channel members. I love you guys. All right, let's go ahead and grab some stuff to cut with a little bit, and then we'll talk about the knife. All right, so this is a pass around. Shout out to Kevin, Lefty EDC. Thank you, my brother, for letting me check this out. I definitely wouldn't have grabbed this one on my own. All right, let's just see what the Rike knife Cybertrix edge is all about. So pretty nice. It's a little bit more robust, so you definitely feel the thickness going through that paper. And then we got a little bit of cardboard here just to check it out. Nice bite. Goes through that cardboard fine, no issues whatsoever. There must be some tape on the other side, so I'm gonna have to clean that off. Oh, it is there we go. There's the bite. The cardboard is definitely used and abused. It was a little bit beat up when it came in, so keep that in mind. So not bad at all. Let me clean this up and we'll continue. All right, so we are through the cutting test. Not that it was a real test, and I think I still have a little bit of adhesive on here. I did clean it up and strop it up, and you know it's a thick guy for sure. This is a very thick geometry. You know, it does slice well, but you can feel like the resistance as you're going through the cutting. Everything else is pretty comfortable. I wasn't sure with all the harsh edges how it was going to feel. I would say you kind of get a little bit of that Chavez vibe here with some of the really sharp turns on it, or where it's not rounded, it's just it comes to an acute end. So it does kind of give you those Chavez vibes, but it's got a chunky handle that is more narrow, but it's very hand filling. So it does work. It fills out the hand fine. I don't feel that pocket clip, but that pocket clip is very interesting to say the least. Let's grab the hank here just to demonstrate on camera. It's very low profile and it's got a really long ramp. So if you have something thicker, it's going to kind of bunch up and it's not going to want to go into the pocket very smoothly. So I'm actually trying to even smush it down and it's not really wanting to go in. And then if you have something a little bit more thin, like some khakis or something like that, it still will bunch up, but you can overcome it a little bit easier. And then it's got okay retention. The weight of the knife does let it slide a little bit. So you can see okay retention, not the best, but it is a really low profile flipper tab, guys, for sure. Other than that, you know, the knife is fine. I found that the build quality feels very nice, very well done. The backspacer piece is very interesting. I couldn't find the details on how this worked. I don't know if it's a special tool or what it is that allows you to get the backspacer off to be able to get this disassembled. So I will have to do a little bit more homework and just let my editor set it in there, a picture or something to that degree. But it does look like there's something that you can use to pop this off in some kind of way, shape, or form. I wasn't able to find anything easily on it, so I may need to YouTube it. The action's nice. Thumb studs are grippy. The actual liner lock, even though there's like no relief cut, works really well. It sticks up just a skosh, but what I have found is you got to kind of get right on top of it and hit it, and then you kind of are pushing in, so it ends up working really, really well. It also has a 35% lockup, and it looks like Kevin installed skiffs in here because they look like they're bronze. So I'm assuming he put skiffs in here. So the action feels really good, but I don't know what the factory action on this one would feel like. Reverse flick and thumb flick feels satisfying. It's a little bit more of what I would call a medium detent. Doesn't feel heavy at all, but I don't think you could fail it. Oh, you could fail it. Yeah, so it's a little bit of a lighter detent. Like that actually didn't take no effort just to break it. Yeah, just to break it out and then come off immediately off the thumb studs. But if if you're giving it gas, like you would for thumb studs, it's going to deploy fine. But it is a little bit of a lighter detent, and I think that's probably why it's more of a guillotine. And also, you know what? You probably could check out Lefty's video on this. I bet you since there's skiffs in here, he has a disassembly already out there for that. So I would probably just check that out. Yeah, very cool. It gives you that integral vibe with that full-length backspacer, but it's not. It's not. And I love that this thing has no visible hardware on the outside. That to me is really unique. You don't see that too often. Now, what I will say is it comes at a cost. You'd have to decide if you want the Cybertrix or if you wanted a Jaeger, or if you wanted maybe a USA made blade. There's a couple out there. American Blade Works titanium button lock is about $50 less than this, USA made. Just thinking through some stuff, you can certainly get some Spydercos and TRMs for less than this is going to cost you to buy. So that's just something to take into account. But I do understand there's a lot more going on with this particular piece. Okay, you got the onlay scales here with the inlay steel full liners that I'm assuming have it looks like it's really hard to tell, but it looks like the pocket clip is screwed in underneath the fastener, and then it looks like it has a standoff back here. So you got a standoff and a pivot with hidden hardware behind the onlays. So it is unique in that regard. They have a Tonto, they have a Warncliffe, and they have a sheepsfoot version of this knife. So a couple of different options, but I think the sheepsfoot version, if I recall correctly, when I looked at the place that I looked, it was sold out. So there's a couple still lingering around. If this one interests you, let me know what you think about it down in the comments below. And thank you for watching to this point of the video. It does help the algorithm. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it. Shout out to my channel members. You guys are awesome. I love you. I hope all of you have a fantastic week. And until next time, peace.